Hello, I'm here. I really am here. I've been working on this stuff all day and some other stuff and getting ready for the tarot class I have, which starts on Wednesday night, but there's still some openings if you want to come join us. Today we are looking at day 2 of the countdown to the Equinox, which will be on Friday the 20th. And today's theme is planting intentions of your new cycle. And there's a couple different ways you can do that. I'll show you the card that we pulled. We'll work on the table for a bit. The card that we pulled was the Ace of Winter for this second day. And that literally means don't be deterred by challenges along the way. Get things planted. It's a great time to plant those seeds so you can get them going in the ground. And I always think pentacles are things that are actually you can touch that are on this earth. When you think about the meanings and the archetypes and how the pentacles work, pentacles are actually really here on the planet with us. And they're things we can work on and have a good time with. And the stone that I picked to go with this is adventurine. And I picked green adventurine. And I picked that one because we're working on our seeds, the symbolism of seeds. The crystal allies to this are green adventurine and then also moss agate, which looks a lot like this. This is a kind of agate like a moss agate, but moss agate's more green. And I've used the last of my moss agate. I use a lot of moss agate in my grids, and I use the last of the green up in my grids. So what are we going to do today? Well, we're going to look first of all, we're going to talk about green adventurine, and I found this great image of it. And this comes from the Shamanic Crystals deck, and it says, go back to laughing and playing with life. And that's what we're going to try to do today. We're going to do it a couple different ways. We're going to look at what we want to do for the next 6 months. Start those seeds, get those intentions planted, because the important thing about knowing what your intentions might be is the 19th of March is a new moon. Dorothy Morgan will be with me on the new moon. And she and I are going to discuss, because she does a wonderful explanation of how to use a lunar cycle to use your energy. And what we're planning for is going to be looking at the next 6 months. What we're going to be looking at is from when we have the spring equinox to when we have the fall equinox. And that's the time when the sunlight is growing and growing and everything around us is growing and growing. And it should be a wonderful time. And what we're going to talk, the green adventurine says, well, dear soul, here I am. Look at me. Don't I make you smile? Yes, I am the spirit of adventuring, and I want to give you a message. Breathe, smile, smile again. Ha, ha, ha. And he's a cute little baby kid riding on a turtle. And it says, no, I'm not joking. I'm coming along with you, my dear. And my wise turtle friend will tell you, you need to change your attitudes towards life. You worry too much. And I did see a quote today from someone that said, if you just spent the time you spent mulling over the horrible news or watching the breaking news, if you just spent it out looking for a bird to watch or something to fly or something in nature, how much different your own feeling about your time would be. And I think that's really true. You're approaching your relationships much too seriously right now. We're coming out of winter. We've been dragged down through the winter. We're ready to move on. Your expectations should be high, and as a result, it's inevitable that sometimes you'll be disappointed, but rediscover the art of letting go, not worrying about everything. Look for the child in your heart that's ready to play. We relate authentically to their heart and to that with no assumptions. And all you knew when you were a kid, all you knew was tomorrow was going to happen. You didn't worry about it. You didn't think of the historical context or anything else. Anyway, this turtle will help you breathe, lighten your heart, remind you to play, loosen your body from too much tension. And there is just so much going on now, that so many ways you can find on the internet with a qigong or tai chi, or just people saying, there's a lot of people out there giving little physical therapy things to help you loosen your body up, because that's what happens to me. My body gets so tense I can't move. Children are great teachers, so model your behavior after them. Take them less seriously and laugh at yourself. When you do this, your concern about your own situations will lighten and you'll feel better. May your current moments be delightful as a first experience of walking barefoot in the grass. Although I understand the Midwest is not going to have much grass soon. We're going to have a big snowstorm. But that's okay, because that snow just feeds the grass. And that's what we have to remember. And those are my cards for today. And I am going to do a 3-card layout. And I'm going to use one of my favorite tarot decks. It's the Cat's Eye Tarot. And since I have a cat, Dublin, that you never see. I don't know these readers that have cats climb all over them. My cat, I turn the computer on, she runs to the other room. But what we're going to look at in this spread is, what do you want? What you want to grow? It's card number 1. What supports that growth and what may block that growth? So we're going to put our cards out. Sloppy cutting of cards. I'm very, very wired. I had a long session today with Leonardo AI, and Leonardo AI cannot spell. And even when it says, is there anything we can do to correct this image? And you put in there, put it in American English, it still types the most bizarre words. If I think I've seen if the language of the future is this, I don't want any part of it. But what I'm going to do, what wants to grow? What do we want to grow? We want change to grow. Death in the tarot does not mean physical death. It means transformation. We want our transformations to grow. We want the way we're moving forward to grow. And what supports that growth? 10 of Wands, letting go of the pain and the things that are hurting you and stopping you from moving ahead. And what may block that growth? The Ace of Cups, your own heart. If you don't really sit down and say to your heart, I want to grow, I want to make changes. But anyway, this is what the reading says. And I think somebody said death and 10 of Wands and the Ace of Cups, but we often are our own worst enemies in coming to terms with our growth. Today, I set out to do the things I was going to tell you to do. I sat down and I wrote out my things. I wrote out my 3 intentions, which I don't share. I don't share my intentions with people. And let's see when I put my note. I have notes here. I wrote out my 3 intentions, and I actually put them on paper. And a lot of times I'll journal. I'll be good about journaling for a while, and then I'll forget. And it's amazing when I go back and I look at where I did journal. That's fine. It was fun. And I can say, oh, I remember why I felt that way. And your hypnicity, your guides are speaking to you right now. They're saying, you need to understand we're going through a big change. We're going into a change into spring. It's time to let go of the stuff that's weighed us down through the winter. And it's time to move on to letting our hearts grow and not letting our own, oh, I can't make that happen. If you look at this card, it's kind of funny. There's a cat pawing at the outside of a bowl where the Ace of Cups, it's got a fish in it, and the cat would like to get the fish, and the fish wants to stay in the bowl. So it's a lot about choosing what you want, what you see. And work with the seed symbolism. Because tomorrow, when we think through our seeds of intention today, tomorrow we have the awakening of the elements, and that's just a really strong part for us to be part of. So if someone has something they'd like to include towards the towards this, I did pick a Raise Your Vibration card from Kyle Gray. And I actually had all this stuff laid out, guys. That's not Kyle. Where'd Kyle go? What did I do with my Kyle? Oh, I know what I did with my Kyle deck. I put the cats on top of it. And the card that I'm going to pull this right now for us. I get too many decks out. You think I have a big desk? I don't. So these guys are up here. There's our adventuring. These are 2 things. And what's Kyle going to say? This is a real interesting deck. It's very abstract. It's just words. But I find it, I saw it today and I said, yeah, the name of the deck is Raise Your Vibrations. And that's what we're trying to do. Yay. Well, it seems the cards are all in alignment. It says, take the weight of the world off your shoulders. Let's see. And this guy's standing out, kind of standing moodily on a day, and we'll see what I like to honor when people do, they write books like this to go with their cards. I like to honor that and honor what they're trying to do. You are deeply considerate of the wants of others. You are deeply considerate, being who wants nothing but the best for yourself and everyone around you. In times gone by, you have put your own needs behind the needs of others. This is a constant theme in this. It's time for us to plant our own seeds. But when you detach yourself from your own needs, you often simply lead yourself into more of a despair. Today, the universe is reminding you that you don't need to solve every issue, find every answer of every problem. In fact, being overly controlling, you're preventing the support of the universe that they can offer you to show you a new way. So relax, surrender the greater world, make space with the universe to support you. I know you have so much that you care about, and wanting to take a step back seems like the wrong direction. But it's not. It's giving you the freedom to move forward to what you want. When you let go, you let the universe help lead the way. I surrender the situation, and I'm making a way for more miracles. So I think that perfectly sums up what today's about. Oh, Catherine, I don't know. It just said somewhat. Someone gave me a cup of coffee, and when you buy me a cup of coffee, I take the time to send you back a little video. It's a 60-second video. I pull an oracle card just for you. And so I sent it to her, but I said, I don't know who this is to, because I just said it goes to someone. If you do buy me a cup of coffee, it'll automatically send that little video back to you. I had to make a couple of them today. I was really excited about that. And I know hypnicity, we're all exhausted about the feelings of mass distraction and legal actions. But what you need to do is say, okay, I can't go to federal court. I can't do these things. What can I do to support myself? What's an action you can do? That write down 2 or 3 things that you can do in the next 6 months to make things better for yourself. And even if it's in the next 6 minutes, that's better than sitting there in despair. Okay, and I'm feeling inspired to invest in things that I'm passionate about. Should I invest in them currently? What'll happen if you do so? I'll pull a card for you. I'll pull one card. Okay. You got Temperance, and beautiful. It's black and white cats, black and white cat balancing each other. You know how to invest Flower Beauty Peacock Rainbow, and you know how to invest in people. And I think what it's saying is be temperate. Don't say, oh, what the hell? I'm just going to run off the edge of the pier. Don't do that. Don't do that. And let me see if I missed anything. I'm just wired, guys, and I haven't even had coffee yet. Yeah, Catherine, I think you can. Just be careful. Just don't think that stocking up on sugar is the way to gain weight. That's not the way to gain. Well, you can gain weight doing that, but that's not going to be helpful. And we're coming back to me. And what do we got up here? Yeah, we're going to have rain next week too. And that's good because Texas only has, where I live, there's only certain times a year where you can get rain. And Catherine, I just load up on your carbs. And here's my friend. She's down in college, near College Station, which is where A&M is. And yeah, Linda writes me, and I know she's one of my Texans. Anyway, I think this is true. Watch a lot of good, positive people. Dr. Gail, Sean's, Jeffrey and Danny, etc. We're all trying to help you. Let's see. Colder temperatures in a day or two. I know that's next week. Monday, I think, is supposed to be a bad day. And Flower Beauty, Peacock Rainbow, you keep telling me that, and I guess it's true, but that's all my predictions don't come through for me. But I did find an exciting new person that I'm tracking down. He's a literature professor from Harvard who also kind of runs a university on YouTube and privately. And he discusses literature. Anyway, he did a marvelous show this morning that I caught on Tarot and where major arcana fall between archetypes that you read about in myths and legends and how to bring them into your life. And he was talking about that. And I'm going to try to get him on Psychic Profiles and see if I'll just say, look, I want you to come and discuss this because there's a lot of people watching these that are very interested in what the cards mean. And he actually talked about the cards in a way that I thought was very meaningful. So I'm hoping to catch him too. So anyway, guys, that's kind of it for me today. I'll be here tomorrow at 2. I will also be on tomorrow morning with Scott at 10 o'clock discussing the evil empire and the nasty things that are going on out in the world. But it's okay. We're going to be through it, and we are getting ourselves ready to meaningfully go through the 6 months of the sun growing brighter and brighter. So anyway, y'all have a good day, and I will talk at you later. I look forward to seeing my class that's going to show up on Wednesday. It's so exciting. Bye-bye.